All right, now what are the experiences that we can get into? Well, there's out of body. And this is always a little joke I like to say, that there's an OOBE, which is an out-of-body experience, but that is really an unfortunate misnomer, because you're not getting out of your body. See, the whole concept of out of your body is body-centered, right? I have this body. My consciousness is in my body. Your consciousness is in your body. You don't even have a body. This is a virtual body. You're just consciousness. But you think, I'm a body, my consciousness is in my body, and I got to get my consciousness out of my body. Okay, where is your consciousness? Oh, it lives in my brain. There's a little house, it has a little house in there, right? Little kitchen, nice little living room, big TV. And the consciousness lives in there, and it has to get out of my body. Well, why is it that people end up in what Bob Monroe called locale one, which is you get out of body and it's kind of this environment, right? You're kind of in the near Earth environment. You can see things, you can remote view, you can do that kind of stuff because you're in an environment that is parallel to this physical reality. Well, why do people first get out of body? But they're lying there in their bed, and they're trying to, raise their out-of-body arm. They're trying to roll out. They're trying to do all this stuff to get out of their body. You see how wrong that is? You're not in your body. Don't make it body-centered. Doesn't have anything to do with your body. You don't have to get out of your body. You're already out of your body. Your consciousness. You see, what you need to do is get into your consciousness. So people, because they think their consciousness is in their body, and their body is really who they are, whether they think that intellectually or not, that's at the cultural level. Then when they get out of their body, what's the first thing they're going to have to see? Their room, where their bed is, right? Their bedroom, their body. Of course that's what they'd have to see first, because they just got out of their body. So that places them in their bedroom or wherever it is they are, whether if they're sitting in a chair in a living room, what they're going to see is wherever their body is. Well, that's just because they have the belief that they're getting out of their body, and that's then their intent says, okay, I'm getting out of my body. I want to see this reality from my out of the body state, which is obviously right, 2-3 feet away from my body. So then they go up to the database and they get the data about their bedroom. Well, that's an exciting trip, isn't it? I get to see my bedroom. Wow, I've really been out there exploring, But that's because they believe that they're getting out of their body. They're body-centered. You're not. Instead, it should be called an OOME. What you're doing is getting out of your mind. But out of your mind has other connotations that we don't want to associate with what it is we're talking about. So unfortunately, others have already laid claim to that phrase of out of your mind, and we can't use it now because they did. But basically what you're doing is you're just focusing your intent to a different data stream. That's all you're doing. You're just consciousness. And now instead of doing the sensory perception thing and here in this virtual reality, you're just taking your consciousness and opening it up to a different reality frame. You don't have to get out of your body. The body's irrelevant. The body's just virtual. The brain's just virtual. All of that's data, you see. But because we believe it, we have to roll out of our body because somehow we're trapped in here, right? We're trapped. Our out of the body's trapped in this flesh somehow. We got to roll it out. Okay. Well, why does anybody think that it was in our body in the first place? Because that's our cultural beliefs, right? That's a belief. We start with that belief. Because, we're us. This body, this is us, and if there's anything else of us, then it's got to be in here. So you see, that's not a good direction to come from. So you're already starting to make your out-of-the-body process difficult by believing that it has something to do with your body. There's nothing to do with your body at all. You don't have to roll out. Rolling out, raising that. You have all these techniques, right? You roll out, you raise this, you look at this non-physical arm, it raises up, you look at it and you go, oh damn, that's my physical arm, put it back. That didn't work right. We have all these techniques that we use. They're just tools. They're tools to help you focus your intent. And see, people get hung up on the tool. If they can't first see that invisible, wavy, ghost-like arm come up, then they're not doing it right. That's because they're body-centered. You see, they're trapped. If they can't, when they get out, look back and see their body sleeping, then they're not doing it right. They must be doing something else. So I just must be imagining this because I didn't see my body first and, whatever. Because that's the way it's written in this book. That's the way they do it. And if I don't do it like that, you see, what you're doing is trying to have somebody else's experience. You're trying to use somebody else's tools. Somebody else had this tool that they could switch their intent in their data stream if they just imagined that they rolled out, see? And that tool worked for them. Great. So it was a good metaphor for them. It was a good ritual for them. They resonated with that, and that's how they get out of body, and they write that in the book. And from then on, everybody's going like this trying to get out of body. You see? It's just their tool. Get your own tool. You don't have to get out of body and end up in your bedroom. You see? Your consciousness is not located in your bedroom or in your body.